Hey guys, it's Julie from Plan to Create, and I thought I would just quickly pop on here, say hey, and let you know that I'm going to walk you through my October pages, but I don't do like a total walkthrough each and every day. I try to share with you 3 things that worked for me throughout the month, 3 things that maybe didn't work or that I wouldn't repeat, and then 3 products that I really enjoyed using or was introduced to this month. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so let's jump right in. And first things first, one of the things that I really enjoyed after having moved into this Hobonichi for the month of October is the daily pages, which is kind of a new wrinkle. Because even when I was using this planner more consistently, like at the beginning of the year, I still felt like there were a lot of holes on these pages, and you're gonna see a few as I just flip through here. But I'm gonna keep this fairly quick. I have not done a ton of proofing to see. I hope everything is appropriate. But I just am using them differently every day, letting them work for me instead of like me work to perform for them. So I really feel like whether or not I use them isn't really the issue for me. It's the fact that they were here and available for me, and that I could come back and, you know, draw pictures if I wanted to of landscaping ideas or write notes of a podcast that I listen to. I really like that. And then they're fun to refer back to as I come through and do some memory keeping in my creative journal. I'm trying to learn to utilize these even more so that I have them for notes when I need them. The second thing that worked really well for me this month was just the predictability of these weekly pages. I've actually even created inserts that mimic the way I use this, so they just feel really comfortable. It's not like foreign territory for me to jump into this and to try using them again. It's almost like coming back riding a bike and just figuring out which speed I want to use. So ultimately, I feel like I use them very similarly. The things that I would switch from week to week might just be kind of like how low my to-do list sits on the page or how much space I save at the top, stuff like that. So some really finite little details that I'm, monitoring, but all in all, I feel like I know how to use these really well from week to week. So I'm just giving you kind of a glimpse at these pages throughout the month of October. Something very consistent for me in the Hobonichi is building a sidebar of some sort. And so you'll see, if I were to throw these all up next to each other, which I can try to do here in a second, is that they all look a little bit different. I don't think that they are the same, and that kind of is nice because it keeps it a little bit fresh week after week. I don't put everything in the exact same order every time. The calendar makes an appearance or doesn't. The full boxes have moved around from place to place. I added in a tracker this last week. So I do like that I know, even though it's a very consistent space for me in like how I want to use it or what decor I want to put on there, I still feel like I do shuffle it in order to meet the needs that I have each particular week. The third thing that I feel like I embraced a little bit more this month that is relatively new to me in the big scheme of things is tracking. And tracking has not always been something that I've done or wanted to do. I hate to feel like I have to do anything, like do not tell me what to do. I think I'm a little bit rebellious. So having a tracker, and there is almost like, in the past, I think that they've annoyed me. Like, don't tell me I have to take a vitamin every day. To my own health's detriment. So all that to say, I feel like I kind of embraced the trackers. I will just point out a few ways that I was tracking on my pages through the month of October. At the very top of my page, you'll see like the 4 circles across the top. Those are just marker dots. And then I come back through, and every time I drink 16 ounces of water, I give myself a check. And that is it's a really good reminder for me. It's just one of those things that I usually have a cup of water sitting on my desk, but once I see that little section, I'm just kind of reminded like, yeah, get this one finished so you can cross that off and move on to the next. So silly little things, but that has helped. This is also a form of tracking, and that's like for my workouts. I do enjoy coming through and giving myself a checkmark sticker when I complete my workout, and so that has been good to see it up there. I mean, I should actually just want the movement for my own self, but the sticker, it just helps, you guys. It's sad to say, but it does. Another form of tracking I do is like to make sure I'm watering my flowers, both indoor and outdoor, so I do enjoy seeing that on my planner too. I think I mentioned in my last video, sometimes that's not so much like a reminder to do it, but actually more like they were dry, I took care of it today, and then I know kind of, as I move throughout the week, like, oh gee, it's been since Monday, I should check those again. It's more of like a reminder of when I last did it, because otherwise I wouldn't remember by Thursday, when did I last water? I have no idea. So having it here tangibly in my planner is helpful. You'll see I am tracking my vitamins. I have not, like I mentioned, I've just not been a faithful vitamin taker, but I feel like this entire month I've like nailed it. And I don't know if it's the sticker that can take the credit or this cute little pill box, which I now feel like, you know, geriatric, but I do have like my 3 vitamins that I take in there. Obviously I need to take today's and then I'll refill it for next week. But that's been helpful, and it's been good for me just to see that, and then, you know, like I said, between that and the cute little pill box sitting on my counter, one of those tends to remind me. I've also added a little tracker down here for social media. Like I might list out some ideas of what I want to share on social media in one of these columns, but I actually am writing in when I post a photo or when I post a reel down here, and I usually don't let myself use a sticker until I've actually posted something. I just keep like one sticker here to remind me what that section is for, and then as I go throughout the week, and if I have done something, that's how I get the sticker. I feel I've had the most successful month. I actually added this little washi here to highlight this tracking page, and I feel like I've really done well tracking some items throughout the month of October, so I feel really good about that. Just tracking in general, I've really stepped up my game this month. Okay, so let's talk about something that did not work very well for me this month, and that is my monthly planning game. I completely dropped the ball this month. I feel like I was moving out of discs into the Hobonichi, and to be honest, this Hobonichi layout, I don't know if it's just the fact that it's already so gridded, or there's just a lot going on between the red lines on the weekends and the gray. There's something about a totally clean slate like this, where when I draw a horizontal line indicating like, oh, we're gonna be out of town, I can see it here, but I can't really see it here. Does that make sense? Like, so I drew a dark line here, there's a rugby tournament going on there, but it just doesn't stand out to me enough when there's so many other elements on the page. So yesterday I was like, I've got to get a handle on November. I feel it coming, it's around the corner. And so I honestly just went and I grabbed my discs and I started to plug away on some things. And there's something about this system for me, and it's repetitive, like literally so repetitive. I have this monthly calendar, this monthly calendar, and this monthly calendar all sitting here. But it's just like they play well with me. What I don't pick up here, I tend to see here. And what I can't really understand here when I put it down, I see here. So it's like the 3 of these just play, and maybe literally I have to write something in a planner 3 times for it to solidify in my brain. I don't know. But I've been living off of iCal and a little bit of this month, and I'm just here to say that it just wasn't working for me. So then do I go back to the fold-outs for all of my monthly planning? I don't like to use 2 planners. I'd really rather just be in one. So it puts me in a bit of a pickle, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking right now that like laying out my month that's coming next, or you know, any future months, because I'm already jotting things down in future months, and like I've come through and started to do some dots for 2023, and you guys can see like, okay, that helps me figure out like what months are busy, which ones are not. And I'm coming through like in pencil right now, you guys, just like, okay, what's going on? What do we have? It really, really helps me get a feel for the month so much differently than when I jot a bunch of things down in here. So my thought is that I would like pre-plan consistently here in the half letter size, you know, really kind of get a plan, because this is how I work out like when would I film a video in the midst of all this. This is just, I've kind of a proven place where I can do that better. And then I think that this is just gonna be a place where I can basically jot down like what has already happened, or once I've worked through my plan and my schedule, put it here. I'm not like deserting either program. I still feel like I really love my weeklies here. I love the fact that this is a bound book. I already touched on the fact about how much I enjoy the dailies, whether they're just there to dump ideas or to actually plan out my days. So I think that this is just going to be kind of the place where I work out ideas. And I do keep a little bit more of my YouTube scheduling back here with the quarterly view. So I think that, you know, I'm just going to have to get used to the idea that one particular system may or may not meet all my needs. So that's the first thing that I will change going forward. This will be more of an after the fact sheet, and I will not rely on it as much for working out ideas, just more for, okay, these are appointments, that's fine. I can totally put appointments in there, but it's kind of that nitty gritty, like when do I do the little things that I need to do? How do I work around? You know, when do I get my nails done? Just the heavy hitters like that. The second thing for sure that I will switch up, I think I know which direction I'm going, but as soon as I say that, I could completely shift a different direction. But you'll see in the beginning of October, I started to add a little bit more color. I've really loved adding the orange, that kind of orchidy purple, along with some of the neutral fall tones. And I think October is a pretty month to do that. You'll see the pumpkins made an appearance, some cute little stickers. I can't decide. I feel like that's fun, but I also feel like it can slightly derail me. And I'm just going to explain myself, like I'm using a creative journal now, so I have all this opportunity for, I guess, colorful play. And I'm going to show you a quick glimpse. I've shared this on Instagram. So these are more of the colors that I'm using in my journal this month, and you can see how that kind of executes. Those colors are going to be reappearing on all of my October pages. That kind of gets it out of my system, you guys. And so my planner, I feel like I don't need to do that as much. I feel like, and you're going to see in this last week of October, this last full week, that I revert back a lot more to those neutral colors, the 4 tombos that I love, stickers that I've curated to go along with them. I feel like I have a really great system there and that I don't overthink it when I'm doing that. So I feel like that's just good for me to kind of dial in on that. I'm sorry if it's boring for you guys to watch month after month. I feel like it will take its own flavor. Like sometimes one of the colors will be more apparent than others, and I'll let the stickers kind of guide that. But all in all, I feel like I'm just really happy using neutrals here in my planner and then letting my creative journal be that experimental place with the different color schemes. I think I'm going to share a little bit more about this in my November setup, but in months past, I've used every Sunday back here in my daily pages as like an inbox. And so I would come through and redo a whole list, and anything that I didn't get done this week, I would then transfer to the next Sunday, and so forth and so forth. And to be honest, I feel like that didn't work very well. I am changing over to just a monthly inbox, which you can see I need to get started on here. I kind of built a framework. I may need more space than that. I don't know. I feel like I want this to be more so those project lists. Like I don't need to write something here that I could get done in 5 minutes. I feel like I can do that here on my weekly pages. So that's just, it's a work in progress for me, that deciding what to-dos go where, I guess I would say. And so that's something that I'm going to just continue to work on and evolve. It's not something I feel like I nailed this month, but I feel like I'm moving in the right direction by having a central monthly inbox. And then, like I said, the little things, the quickie things could maybe appear here on my weekly pages in their usual slots. Okay, now it's time for 3 products that I really enjoyed this month. And I know that I just said that my month was a lot to take in. I think some of it was the fact that I had stuff written over here in the sidebar in addition to it's fine. It's not that big of a deal, but it was a lot for me. Okay, having said that, these stickers are amazing, and they are from Lightly Inked. Sita hand draws these, so I just love that they're her own personal artwork. You can see I've been chugging away at this sheet. I went ahead and bought another one because I loved it so much and I was like sad. I was scared to use these. And then she has these just simple line drawings that are in kind of a vintage brown color. She also offers it in a black. So these these elevate your page real quick, I would say. I think that they're gorgeous. I also tried out some of these deco boxes, and they're really pretty too. They are the wider width that would accommodate maybe more of like a Happy Planner or the Erin Condren width. So they're a little wide for the Hobonichi. So I may not be using those as much, but I definitely think that all of her stickers are really, really beautiful. And like I said, they're just her artwork. I love to support a shop like that that's just getting started, and she does beautiful work. I did buy all of these in transparent. I do think that they are available also in a premium matte. The second product that I found this month and I ordered but did not use yet are these stickers from Sweet Freckled Designs. And I love these. These are so pretty. I feel like they have the months of the year. Basically, like for the new Hobonichi, it would include the December and go all the way to March. So on the monthly pages, you could definitely use those. I don't know where I'm going to use them yet. I want to see them a lot, so I guess like a monthly page, if I refer back to it, it would be a good spot. But I love it. They're just that fun, cute font, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a January, there's a scripty font written through it. So really pretty, very excited to use those. I think I saw those from Julie's plans. Maybe she used those on some of her pages, and I picked up on that real quick. So had to get one sheet, and that's kind of the thing. I wish I'd have bought like 4 sheets because those are really pretty. Okay guys, the third product that I wanted to highlight this month, which is really random, and I would never have seen this coming several years ago, but I am loving pencil and eraser in my planner. I don't know what to say. I mean, there's nothing like nice crisp black ink on a page, but when I'm forward planning and trying to work some ideas out in my head, I've really, really been enjoying the ability to write it in and to come back later and adjust this way. This particular one is the Tombow Monograph, and it's just cute. I thought like the light gray and yellow is like a fun little color. It's kind of pleasant. And then I use this huge eraser. Obviously I can use it in my planner, but I also use it to season new stamps. So when I get a new stamp set, I'll just come through and season my stamps like this. I learned that trick a long time ago from Kelly Perky, watching some of her old videos. I honestly don't know the science behind this, but for some reason helping do that like kind of just seasons and allows the ink to stick on the stamp a little bit better. And one other thing I do is if I remove a sticker and it has a little bit of residue, I'll come through with this eraser and it just kind of helps get that sticky off the page. So these have proven to be really useful, and they're kind of random. You know, it's not really a sexy item to to photograph like, hey, but it's just been a workhorse in my planner system, so thought I would mention it. But I hope that that gives you guys some ideas of what I'm doing in my planner, the products that I'm using, and kind of, you know, the honesty of what's working well for me and what isn't. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, and you're always welcome to subscribe.